Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the Sheffield United RTG. We return today on the back of the huge victory in the Carabao Cup semi-final at the end of the previous episode, which sees us face Manchester United, the Red Devils, at Wembley in our first domestic cup final of the save, and that will come at the end of today's episode. We also saw the sale of Jacob Greaves to Bournemouth in the previous episode, which has raised our budget to around £18.5 million. So I will look to be spending some of that at the beginning of today's episode as we head into transfer deadline day. And yet there we have it, one of the youngsters, Runar Olsen. He came through the academy and looked pretty decent, but the potential dropped whilst in the academy, and with a lot of defenders already coming through, I was happy to sell. So he departs the club for just 550 grand, which will bring the budget up to around 19 million. But before we get to transfer deadline day, we do have the FA Cup fourth round tie away at Bloomfield Road as we take on Blackpool. So here is the lineup for today. 11 changes to the team, and I'm expecting this one to be quite a quick one. I'm looking to get into transfer deadline day pretty sharpish here, and hoping for a quick progression to the next round. Forsberg, Traore on the run. We're trying to get him in the shop window to get him alone, and well, that may just help. Benny Traore scores his second goal of the season since returning from his loan out in Spain. And as I say, trying to get him out on another loan deal just because I don't think he's quite ready to be a squad member just yet. But great start here, gives us the lead inside 10 minutes, and hopefully that will attract some interest. Paredes, Skov on the move down the right. Comes infield, great opportunity for a second here. Emil is in support. Emil Forsberg makes it 2. Lovely goal from back to front, and that should see us into the fifth round of the FA Cup. We've been the Cup Kings this year. Oh, Andrew does really well. He's playing really well this season. Now, Shea Adams looks to send Traore over the top. Benny into the middle for Emil. And Emil, who's quietly going about his business this season, should have just wrapped it up before half-time. 3-0, game over. Darko spots the keeper off his line. Oh! I don't believe it. Oh, that's the closest we've come. Well, you know that we've been trying it if you've been watching this series. And Darko was so close to making history there. Off the crossbar, keeper was beaten. Well, there is the full-time whistle. All the hard work done in the first half, and so close to that halfway line goal from Darko in the second. But job done. I'm a little bit gutted about that crossbar hit. We were so close, but into the fifth round of the FA Cup. Job well done. So as we head back to the menu, straight into transfer deadline day, where, as I say, I am looking to spend a bit of the money we've got, but I want to see if we get any offers first, as well. Girona coming in for Gustavo Harmer, having a great season in real life, but I'm not so sure it's much of a major step up in the save considering where we currently are with the Blade, so I am going to reject that for now. So halfway through transfer deadline day, and still no bids for any of our listed players. So with the money in the bank, I am going to look to make a signing, and after the departure of Jacob Greaves in the previous episode, I would like to replace him. And the man I am looking at is Jared Branthwaite, the former Evertonian. Left-footed, of course, but a 5-star weak foot, 6'5", so an absolute unit. Final year of his contract, low wages. I think we can bring him back to England well under that market valuation. So yeah, straight away, Leverkusen have come back and said 10.3 million. I still think we can get them even lower than that. Let's go £8 million plus the sell-on fee. 9. Do you know what? I still think we can get him for less. Let's go 8.25 million. 8.3. Yeah, do you know what? 8.3 million when his valuation's at 13. That's a bargain in the final year of his deal, like I say. So Jared is in on a 4-year deal. The move to Germany never really worked after leaving Everton, and I am bringing him back to England. He will join up with our Blades on deadline day, and that's a great piece of business. Just 8.3 million to bring him to Bramall Lane, and a pretty low wage as well of just 30,000 a week. To me, that's a great bit of business on deadline day. Still only 23, so lots of room to grow, and that will do it for transfer deadline day. So you can see the biggest deals: Rodrigo to Manchester City, Koundé to Juventus, and Locatelli leaving Juventus to join up with Tottenham, which will strengthen them in this second half of the season. But that's it for us. We'll keep the rest of the money in the kitty for next season. There should still be a decent amount in there yet. 10 million left in the budget. So as we head into February, we kick off with a tough game against Thomas Frank's Bees, as we have dropped down to 6th after a few games have been played. But before we get there, we have got scouting and academy updates. So let's see if anyone makes the cut this month. Going to continue the scouting on quite a few from Cameroon, where we've yielded some good players so far. But Sekou Fati, with the high market valuation, 74 to 94 potential after 2 months scouting. Another Cameroonian goalkeeper will be signed into the academy. Unfortunately, nobody else from England or Uruguay making it, but taking a quick look at the academy here, Sonko and Fati both look brilliant. Both left-footed 6'1" goalkeepers. Yeah, academy's looking pretty decent, especially Aliou Sonko looks like the best by a long way. So here is the lineup for today's first league game away at the G-Tech. We're getting close to having our best starting 11 back. Just really waiting on DCL's return now, and he's not far away, but Daniel Jebison has been amazing in his absence. Let's jump straight into it, looking for another 3 points, and if we do win here, it will see the top 9 of the Premier League just start to separate from the rest of the crowd. Kaminsky looking to run Jayden Bogle, which is no easy feat. Oh, and Burmo, he's got the run on Ryan Giles, and Brian and Burmo capitalises, and Brentford deserve the lead here. They come flying out of the blocks. It's a lovely little ball through to him. I just mistimed the tackle with Ryan, and once Burmo gets into that position on his left foot, you're in trouble. Yeah, we've not really got going today, but here goes Jayden. Good run. Jayden Bogle into the middle. Oh, how did that stay out? Well, Luca is over it. Looking to get it up and over the wall. Oh, it's not enough power. Oh, it's not far away. Didn't have the power on it. And Flecken did have to scramble across to turn it behind. Harmer's delivery. Looking for Maguire. And one in the middle. Hackney gets it down, swings across in. Good ball, Jebison! There's our equaliser. Little bit of sustained pressure. And it's that man again, Daniel Jebison. What a season he is having. This is his true breakout year. Now can we flip the script? Archer, nicely done. Harmer couldn't poke it through to Jayden Bogle. But Harmer's there to win it back. Brilliant from the Dutchman. Sucic, Archer on the run, Cameron, Archer surely, 2-1. Turnaround complete in the second half. It's been a much better second half performance here, but the Brentford crowd are up after being a goal up, desperate for their team to get something out of this and stay in the hunt for European football. And that's a dangerous ball in, and it is 2-2. And this has been an absolute cracker. Whipped into the middle. And it's similar to Jebison's goal. Gets the run on his man. Bazunu couldn't get his right arm over. And Dennis Zakaria, the Swiss midfielder, heads home the equaliser. 2 apiece here. What a cracker. Gunter swings across in and Anel is there. Brooks can't make it. Zakaria again from range. Bazunu turns away. This has been an amazing game here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we are to see a late winner. Corner swung in. And Bazunu's there. And Bazunu gathers the rebound as well. My goodness. Absolute cracker in London. We come away with a point. Probably a fair result. Brentford deserving at least a point from the game. But that was a Premier League all-timer, that. What a game. By no means a bad point against a good Brentford side sat in the top half of the table. As I say, that gap is starting to appear from Arsenal down to Brentford, now 5 points. We are right in the mix for Europe this season, though. And we've got Everton next, where I am targeting a return to winning ways. Away at Goodison, let's go and pick up all 3 points. So a fair few changes to the lineup today and quite a bit of fatigue around the squad. Got a couple of players starting not fully fit, but I have to have them out there. I'm desperate to return to winning ways here. And Everton lingering down in the bottom half of mid-table, but they do always cause us a threat, especially here at Goodison as Luca tries his luck and Justin Bilo claims. Jefferson, good hold-up play. Hayden, Luca gets the ball out of his feet, has Ola in support, and Ola forces the save out of Justin. Great opportunity, fell to the wrong man. Hackney will float the corner in looking for Jefferson, but Everton have got some bodies back there, and that will do it for the first half. Still searching for that breakthrough goal. Decore, Wahi, trouble, big save Bazunu. Made some important saves today, Gavin, after not being in the greatest of form. Corner swung in, flicked on, Bazunu should have claimed and doesn't. And Sheffield United will clear as Everton building some pressure, and Bazunu does claim this one. Gabriel just about keeps it alive. Harmer. Dom. Lovely. Sucic! Last minute winner. And it's Luka Sucic. Having the best season of his career. Wins it at the death at Goodison Park. Calvert-Lewin with the assist. It's good to have him back. And Luca just pokes it in past Justin Bilo. It's been a tight, even game, but Luca comes up with the game winner, 10th of the season. And that is the whistle. Walk-off winner for the Blades. So before we head into our next game here against Wolves, who of course beat us at Bramall Lane, they are sat rock bottom of the table, but we know that they are quite often the hardest games. Look as if they're destined for the Championship with just 2 wins all season. It's good to see us still in the top 6. Arsenal and Manchester United both just lost, so a little bit of a gap starting to appear. We're at the 40-point mark, same record as Spurs. But before all of that, we will find out who we will face in, I think it's now the last 16 of the FA Cup. So we will be taking on Manchester City. Wow. Okay, big test, but other than that, a lot of the big teams already knocked out. You've still got Liverpool in there, you've still got Arsenal. Other than that, there's a lot of EFL sides. If we can somehow scrape through against City once again, as we did in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, there's every chance we can make it to a second domestic cup final. Thinking quite far ahead of ourselves here, but looking at the teams left, there's a great opportunity to at least make it to Wembley. Bogle does well. That's good from the Englishman. Back into the squad on a consistent basis. Archer wins that off Doherty and will fancy beating him in a foot race. Brilliant from Cameron. Has he got the finish as well? Yes, he does. That's more like it from Cameron, and we need to see this on a more consistent basis from him. 2 goals in 3 games for the Englishman, and he is slightly playing for his future because he holds a lot of market valuation, and if he's not performing, then I'm not against selling him. Jefferson gets up above his man. Luca rolls it through the gap to Cameron. Has he got the finish for a second time? Yes, he does. And that is much more like it from the Archer. Pull out that trademark celebration, my boy. And he's just finding form at the right time of the season. Paredes leaves Esler in the dust. Jefferson ahead of him. Luca in support. And Archer's there too. You know I'm going to have to do it. And there's the hat-trick for Cam. Boy, does he need that. The Archer with the hat-trick. I think that's his 7th goal now in the league, of course, bolstered by the hat-trick today. But he is starting to put up some good numbers, and that's exactly what we need from our Englishman. We've stuck with him all save long. He's one of the OGs, obviously signed in the summer in real life for the Blades, and he's grown really nicely in the save. We just need to see that consistent form from him, and I think that should just about do it. Yep, there is the whistle. Convincing win, and after we got the 3rd, we were able to make some changes, see the game out comfortably, and it's a good win away at Wolves, of course, struggling down at the bottom of the league, and it does look like they will be heading down to the Championship. Potentially a couple of players in that team that I wouldn't mind taking a look at for next summer, but a hat-trick for Archer back amongst the goals, and Sheffield United with another 3 points on the board. Guys, what I'm actually going to do before we head into our next game here is just take a look at the contract situation. Obviously, we've got a couple of players retiring at the end of the season. Well, quite a few, actually. We've actually got quite a few players with just a year and a half left, well, under a year and a half left on their deal, and they're big, important first-team players as well. Vinny Souza, Gustavo Harmer, Cameron Archer, and then a couple of the youngsters that we got out of the academy as well. I think we'll leave these guys to the summer, but for now, I want to tie these 3 down to new deals. They're still on pretty low wages considering where we are in the save. So Souza only wants to sign a 1-year extension. I'm going to try and get him to accept the 2-year, which he does. And I'm not too sure what sort of wages we're looking at here, but becoming one of our better players, I think I'm going to go in at 40 grand a week. I think that seems reasonable. And yet, Vinny Souza is the first to sign a new deal, extends his current deal for a further 2 years. Oh, Gustavo Harmer not willing to take an extension. We will agree a 1-year extension. That's the whole point of offering you a new contract, Gustavo. He does want a big bumper pay increase as well. So 45 grand a week for Gustavo, just a 1-year extension on his current deal. He is now 28, so I don't mind that too much, but there's a bit of interest in the summer from abroad, but I'd like to keep Gustavo here. And I think for Archer, now is the time to give him a new deal. Still growing very well, only 24 years of age. 8 goals and 5 assists is pretty decent across all competitions this season in 23 appearances. So as we don't want to lose him, we will tie him down to a new longer-term higher wage deal. It's a 40 grand a week deal for Cameron Archer, and those figures are just much more representative of where we are as a club at the moment. You can see our highest earners on about 40 to 45,000, and I think Harmer, Souza and Archer all deserve to be at that stage considering how integral they are to this team. So final game before the Carabao Cup Final against Manchester United. Fulham at home at Bramall Lane, and looking to head into that cup final in good form. If we win here, we'll be 3 consecutive wins, so desperate to pick up another 3 points in our push for Europe. Vinny Souza, that's what that new deal's for. Brilliant from the Brazilian, and Harmer gets it forward. Archer, Sucic, lovely little ball roll. Luka in behind, a cross goal. Lucas Sucic, what a finish that is. Now our top scorer in all competitions this season. And well, you can see why Liverpool were in for him on transfer deadline day. That is an absolute rifle from the Croatian. Bang, pick that one out. Luka, oh, it's a brilliant pass through to Archer. Cameron Archer, tight angle and well saved. Would have been a brilliant assist from the Croatian. Harmer will swing the corner in. Into that mixer. Comes out to Hayden. And Harmer again. Swings it to the back post for Luka off the crossbar. Brilliant effort with the diving header. Oh, it would have been beautiful. An art form you don't see much anymore, and it skims the top of the crossbar. He is playing out of his skin at the moment. Jebison nicks it. Jebison, Archer at the back post, surely for 2. And what a Fulham playing out there. Calamity at the back, given away. And Daniel Jebison swings the cross into Archer, and that should seal the 3 points for the Blades right before the break. What are Fulham doing? Vinicius is there. I honestly, I cannot explain how good Vinicius Souza is in this team, guys. I know you don't always see it, But he's so important to the team as Jefferson fires in the third. That will do it. And what does it start from? Vinny Souza winning the ball back, deserving of that new contract. And the boys are just, they're all playing so well at the moment. I think we're favourites for this cup final. Bring on the Red Devils. Want to see out that clean sheet. Ryan does well. Does fall to Fulham on the edge of the box, and Bazunu forced into the save, looking to see out another clean sheet here. Corner will be swung in by Iwobi. It's a dangerous ball, and the clean sheet has gone. So disappointing. Fulham get one back right at the death. It's Tsimikas who gets above Maguire, which shouldn't really be happening, and Fulham do get a late consolation. Disappointed to lose the clean sheet, but the performance was brilliant. So, cup final time now as we head to Wembley to take on the Red Devils. We are just ahead of them in the league. Well, actually, we're a little way ahead of them at the moment. 7 points clear of them and in very good form as well. So, I'd say it's pretty even. Obviously, Manchester United probably still favourites despite our brilliant season so far. But with the form that we've been in, I think there's every chance that we could go all the way here. It's going to be a close, cagey, tight game, I imagine, but I'm hopeful that we will come out with the trophy at the end of it. Come on, you Blades. So here is our lineup for today's cup final. Zach Steffen, the cup keeper, is back between the sticks, and Harry Maguire plays just in front of him in our back four against his former team, where of course he was club captain. Didn't work out for Maguire in the end at Manchester United. Other than that, our midfield is as strong as it can be, and Cameron Archer is up top alongside Daniel Jefferson, who loves this competition. So let's head into it. It's going to be a close one. Let's see if we can come out on top. This is how the Red Devils line up. Rashford, Morata and Anthony, the front three. Mount, Eriksson and Jordan Vertu in midfield, with a back four of Williams, Jimenez, Antonio Silva and Molina, and of course Andre Onana between the sticks. I'd say United are probably favourites heading into this just because of the history and how we've sort of grown over the last couple of years. It'd be like Brighton facing Manchester United in a cup final. Everyone would probably have United as favourites. There's every chance that we could nick it. Mount, we've not really settled yet. Mason Mount into the box. Anthony Rashford, what a save. Oh, how did we survive that? Marcus Rashford has to score, and he's hit it straight down the throat of Zach Steffen. Here's the former Villa man, Jordan Vertu, into Christian Eriksen, the Dane, looking to get his head up as an effort on goal, and Steffen parries it away. Another corner for the Red Devils. This time it is swung into the middle. Rashford gets his head to it, and Steffen's there once again on the spin, looking to get away from Souza. Eriksson has it now. Eriksson is away from the Brazilian. Morata, Maguire dispossessed. Big chance, Steffen saves and gathers the loose ball. We just have not settled in this opening half an hour. Manchester United are on us like a rash. Anthony keeps it moving to Eriksson, into Morata. Trouble here. Anthony saved again by Steffen. He's been a busy man in this opening half, the American. Anthony swings the corner in, cleared at the near post. And that should do us for the first half. Sheffield United somehow still breathing in this cup final. Mount away from Vinny Souza. Now Morata. Anthony wide right into the penalty area. Morata again, pegs it back. Rashford again should have scored. Steffen once again standing big. Eriksson swings it in and it's cleared. Harmer away from his man. And can we build something here? Sucic through to Dom. Away from his man. Surely fouled. No. Calvert-Lewin. Oh. Had more time than I thought. Thought he was fouled. Referee didn't give it as Morata makes way. And I panicked. First shot of the game. And we should really have scored. 10 minutes to play here at Wembley. That's just breathed a bit of life into the Blades, but United still pushing for that opening goal. Hoyland away from Souza. Rasmus Højlund, there it is. Anel couldn't get in the way of it, and the substitute gives United the lead. You can't say that they don't deserve it. Been dominant from start to finish. And just after we have our first chance of the game and miss, United go down the other end and score. This guy managed, couldn't get across with Anel. It might even have gone through the legs, and this time Stefan couldn't get there. We've got just under 10 minutes to find a route back into this, or the trophy's heading to Manchester. Dom into Gabriel. Emil has Bogle out wide. Bogle swings it in, just a little bit too much for Traore, who does get it down. Looking to get away from his man. Swings the ball to the edge of the box for Calvert-Lewin. And his header's just over the top of Onana's goal. Tough chance from that distance. And Calvert-Lewin heads it off target. 3 minutes of stoppage time, but I think that was our last opportunity. Dom looks to get away from Jimenez. Needs a bit of support, runs into trouble, and that will do it. It's Manchester United's Carabao Cup. Deserved winners. They were at us from minute one. And Ten Hag's side will win it for the second time under his management. 1-0 in the final. I said it would be tight. I didn't think there'd be many goals, and it was just a single goal that clinched it. And yet Manchester United captain Lisandro Martinez, big fan favourite, will lift the Carabao Cup. It's defeat in our first domestic final with the Blades, but I'm sure that we will be back for more. Well, we've got to dust ourselves down, pick ourselves back up and go again as we face United's Manchester rival City in the last 16, I believe, of the FA Cup in just a few days' time. It's Manchester United's trophy, and they were fully deserving of it. Let's take a look at the match facts, where it wasn't even much of a competition. Manchester United fully in control, and the experience brought them the trophy. So guys, that is where we will end it for today's episode. Of course, gutted to lose out in the final to Manchester United, but they were worthy winners. Still a lot to play for in the league, with our final 13 fixtures to come, plus that FA Cup last 16 tie against Manchester City that will come at the beginning of the next episode. Lots to be excited about with this Sheffield United squad, and I'm sure we will end the season strong. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, guys, and peace.